Mazda Atenza Gr.3 race car in VR. Hello there everybody and welcome to Opafed Gaming. You're listening to the Opafed. Today we're driving a Mazda Atenza Gr.3 race car in a race of turbo sports cars. We're racing at the Mount Panorama motor racing circuit and we're doing 5 laps. We started 16th of 16 cars and we started with a rolling start. Now these 5 laps, decent length, they're going to take a little while to do, but I think we're probably going to need most, if not all of them, to pass the total 15 cars that we got to pass to win the race. So just stay tuned. Now as we're ripping up along the side here, catching up to this blue car, you got to try and get by these guys as quick as possible, especially the earlier ones in the race, because while they hold you back, the faster cars at the front are getting away further and further. They're just making a bigger break between you and them. Now we can't have that, so we got to zip by this guy as quickly as we can. Now coming up here, just up ahead, is my most dreaded part of the track. Now I never really liked this part, but I forced myself to drive it and I'm getting better, so I'm not disliking it as much. This part right here, you go side to side as you're going downhill. Now I've driven it with different vehicles and it doesn't end all that well. Sometimes I hit the wall, or sometimes I lose a lot of time. But with this little Mazda Atenza, it is just unbelievable. I can rip through there fairly good. Now there's a couple of really good straight stretches on this track. This right here, starting here, is a really good one. It's nice and straight, fairly lengthy, and you can zip past a few cars if they will allow you to. Sometimes they drive in the middle of the track and they see you coming and they move over on purpose in front of you on whichever side you're trying to pass them on. So just keep an eye out for that. Now as we're ripping around the corners here, going through another little S turn and then down at the bottom of this little hill, we turn to the left, and that's the first lap gone. Now, the Opafed always forgets to count the cars that he passes. And I'm not too worried, not too much about how many cars I pass, because usually when you get near the end of the race, it's the nitty gritty. You can tell if you're the first one or not, most of the time, but not always. Anyhow, it doesn't matter, because we're going to race as hard as we can for the whole 5 laps, because you never know if there's still a car on the track after you passed all the cars that you can see. So we're just going to keep going as hard as we can. Now we're into our 2nd lap, and as you can tell, that goldish colored car tried to block us out, but the Opafed doesn't like to be blocked out, so he waits until he gets out of the way and then he races by them. Now like I said, this little car, through these corners, back and forth, side to side, up and down, this is probably the best handling car that I've driven in Gran Turismo. Now if there's a better one out there, I'd love to hear about it. If you know of a car that drives better than this, please leave a comment and I'll try and get into that car and get it on the track, and we'll see how it works. In the meantime, this is one of my favorite and best handling cars. Very responsive, lots of power. Now, not the most powerful car on the track today, that I can tell you, but lots of power when you need it, and he is, like I said, very good at handling. So we get to my favorite section again, and we're going to go downhill. So we're going to be stuck behind these guys until we get out of it and we get to the straight section. Now these 2 particular guys, they seem to be battling it out for who is going to be in front. And when you have that happening, just sit back and watch them. Just stay with them, but sit back and watch them battle it out, and then whoever loses, that's the one that you take on next. Now the little red car, he's starting to scream away, but watch this blue guy. The blue car he has got a lot of power. Now he waits until I get beside him, and then he zips away, because I was blocked in. And now it's too late for me to pass, so now I'm going to have to wait. Which is a good move by him, but it doesn't mean that the Opafed is defeated, because as we're coming through here, and you know this part here, we're almost at the end of the 2nd lap, we catch right back up to them again. So I think that blue car is going to cause us a little bit of trouble. The red car, not so much. But we're just going to wait until we get to the bottom part here by in front of the grandstand, and we're going to see if we can at least get by one of them. Because that puts another car behind us. Now the blue car is a little bit faster, so he might take a little bit more time to catch up to him and pass him. And I don't think he's the lead car. I think there's more. Yeah, see, there's another car just up the track. So he might be the lead car, the one that's up there. But we're only in the third lap. So, I mean, we could still have probably 4 or 5 cars in front of us. Now, like I said, this blue car's got a lot of power. My Mazda is not the most powerful, but I believe my Mazda Atenza Gr.3 race car is a better handling car. Now, I can't catch him here because he's a little bit too fast. So, you know what that means. If you can't catch him on the straights, you got to get him on the corners. So we're going to wait for our opportunity where he slows down on a corner, and then we're going to zip by him. Because once we're by him, our speeds are fairly equal, but I can get, there we go, right there like that. He slowed down too much, gave us a little bit of room on the inside track, and we took advantage of it, which is good. So now we're moving up, and we're coming up to this car that we saw. And every car that we're going to meet from here on in, obviously, we're going to think it's the lead car. Now, we don't have to think it now because we can see the other car in front of him. And this here, I believe, is a little Honda Civic. And he has a little trouble getting through here, too. He keeps slowing down, keep hitting the brakes. And it's just, sometimes it's really brutal driving behind a car like that. So you just got to kind of hang back until you get to the straight section, which is coming up fairly quickly. You know, and even this short little straight, you could have tried to start passing them, but I usually wait until I get in here. Sometimes, if you wait that long, it doesn't work. Now this guy, I want to get by him, but I want to go to the left, and he moves over. I go to the right, and he's coming over again, but he was a little bit too late. He started moving too late, and he gave me a little bit of a hole, and I ripped through it. So now we're coming up to what is probably the lead car as we're finishing our third lap. So we still got 2 laps to go, but boy, I tell you, we're going at such high speeds that even these longer laps, they go by fairly quickly. So let's get by this guy, because there's that other guy that I just passed is right on my tail, and he wants to get by me. So as we're entering the 4th lap, now we think we're in the lead. It looks good. There's no car visible way up ahead, and this is a nice long straight section, so if there was another car on the track, we should be able to see him. And I don't see anything moving up there. Not there either. So we are probably the lead car, we're thinking, but you can't take a chance on that. All you can do is just race as hard as you can. And this little Mazda being so good in the corners, and no cars in front of us now, we can rip through these little sections pretty quick. So if there is a car on the track still, we'll catch up to them really quick. If not, then we'll finish the race really quick. Either way, we win. What an absolutely gorgeous track to drive. I really do like this track. And like I said, it's the little downhill part that I had a little bit of trouble with, but I'm getting better at it, and it's not so much of a problem anymore. So oh, wait a minute. I saw a car just dipping down. There is one more car on the track. Unless, of course, I lapped them. But I find that highly unlikely because we're only 3.5 laps, almost 4 laps in, and it'd be pretty difficult to try and lap a car in that short a time. So I have to believe he is the lead car. Now I wonder if there's any more in front of him. See, the best thing you need to do is just to keep going as hard as you can. Now we got to get by this guy one way or another, and he looks like he can go pretty good. I got it flat out, and I'm just barely catching him, but that's not enough to pass him. So I'm gonna have to stick with him for a minute, wait for a little bit of a straighter section, or maybe take them in the corner. Like I said, they slow down quite a bit and give you the opportunity. They say, there you go, up the lead, take it away, Opafet. As we're coming down here, down to the end, we're going to turn a left, go by the grandstand, and we're going to take our victory lap. We're going to start lap number 5. Now, it's only a victory lap if you win, of course, which means that we better drive it as clean as possible and as fast as possible. Because with cars going this fast, if you run off the track now, by the time you turn around and get back on, that guy that we just passed, he'll be gone. I won't be able to catch up to him again. That'll be too much time. So we're going to try and drive it clean, drive down the middle of the track, use the full width when we need to, when we're going through those little S-curves, and see if we can rein in that checkered flag for the Opafet today. That'd be awesome. Absolutely awesome. I really like driving this car. Like I said, it's one of my favorites, and you should try it out if you get the opportunity. And drive it on this track, the Mount Panorama motor racing circuit. I mean, it's a great track for practicing on, and it's a great track to drive. As we're coming up around the corner, we're going to be heading down my favorite part of the track again. But this time we got absolutely nobody in front of us, and we're going to give it a good rip downhill. As we're quickly evaporating the lap under our tires, as the sun is going down. Here we go. Well, I tell you, with this little car, this section of the track sure is much easier to drive than with a car that sways back and forth and doesn't have the power to move. But this one was absolutely gorgeous. Wow, just love that. Now down the straights, all the way down to the bottom, and that's the end of the lap. That's the end of the race. Absolutely fantastic. Really enjoyed this one. I don't think I've seen a much better race than this one, or a much better car than this one to drive. I hope you really enjoyed it too, and if you don't want to miss any of the upcoming episodes, because we got some good races coming up, hit that subscribe button and give us a like if you liked the video. And other than that, you have yourself a great day. You've been racing at the Mount Panorama motor racing circuit in a Mazda Atenza Group 3 race car with me, the Opafet.